Hi, this is Dina with Pretty Productive. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you so much for joining us. And please consider subscribing and hit the alert for all future videos. Today what I'm going to be doing is a March setup and cash stuffing. So I have some good news in the month of March. It is a 5-week month as far as my budget is concerned, so I did have to increase a lot of my categories. So we'll start with income and some of the good news, and then we'll roll out the rest. Now I have a few new sinking funds, as well as I have redone this sheet to kind of include some new categories. So you'll see a little bit of differences if you've watched my videos before. So payday number 1, $49.50. Payday number 2, $49.50. My one daughter pays me $180, the other one pays me $200, and then we did receive a $4,200 check from our home refi. So in the middle of doing the paperwork and everything for the refi is when my husband got COVID. So we had to keep pushing back our closing until almost like the day before we would have to start over, and she ended up coming to the house to do the signing. She stayed outside. I ran everything back and forth. So I went ahead and made that payment because it was being pushed back, even though they said, you know, it's going to mess up what they've calculated. But I knew that once it got paid off and it was refied, we would get a check back. So I didn't think I was going to get a check quite so large, which was great. But we did get a $4,200 check from our refi. So our income for this month is $14,480. So I kind of went back and forth. Should I just make an additional house payment? But I decided to go ahead and start some sinking funds and kind of beef up some of the other categories that I've been going over in. So my mortgage payment is still $3,400. Now it's $3,000. I'm paying an extra $400 on the principal. We did refi to a 10-year at a 2.3% interest. So we were at a 15. So now I'm still on track with paying the extra to get it down to a 7-year, which is my hope. I want to pay it off. Cell phone is going to be a little bit higher this month because my daughter did get a new phone, but she did already pay me the difference, so it's $403. Gym is $50. Internet is $120. Netflix $15. Water bill I've already gotten in, and it's $101. Electric I have not gotten, but I put in $250, and hopefully it'll be less than that, and I can roll some money into that cushion that I'm developing. Life insurance is $106. Auto insurance is $303. Natural gas, I'm going to put $50. I have not gotten that bill yet. Pest control, we don't have service this month, but I start to put $30 away. HOA is not due this month, but I put in $75. And then my electricity overage, whatever is the difference here, will go here. So I just leave it blank until I know what my electric bill is going to be. Elements is $70. Audible is $16. So if I look at my fixed expenses, I did get a new calculator because my other one kept sticking, and I don't know yet how this one is going to be. It's a little different. So if I look at my total fixed, I used to say this a lot when I first started doing budgeting videos, but when money is tight, your fixed expenses are kind of the non-negotiables, and your lifestyle is where you can cut back to either get your emergency fund funded, or to start your snowball, or just to make it through the month without adding additional debt. So my total fixed expenses is $4,989. I'm just looking at my little cheat sheet over here. Oh, okay. I'd originally budgeted $150 for my water bill when I laid out my budget, but it came in at $101, so that's the difference. Okay, so my fixed expenses is $4,989. My income is $14,480, and then lifestyle. So this is where I have to look and say how many weeks do I need my cash envelopes to last for me. So for me, March is considered a 5-week month. I've heard some budgeters say it's still a 4-week month for them, but when I look at it, because my husband and I are paid on the first of the year, I'm sorry, first of the month, oh my God. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it's almost a 5th week. So I'm gonna go ahead and budget it as a 5-week. I think that makes sense. So for giving, $500, for groceries, $700, for eating out, $250, for clothing, I put $200, allowance, $250, household, I'm adding $200 because I have $120 that rolled over from the month of February. Entertainment, I put $200. My sister is coming into town tomorrow. We are going horseback riding on Friday, the 5th, I think it is, 4th or 5th. I'm not sure how much that is. I think it's around $50. Plus I know we'll probably be out doing stuff, so I did beef this up a little bit. Personal care, I kept at $100. I think next month I'm gonna increase that. Gas for the car, I put $100. I did go over a little bit, but I let my husband fill up. I knew I needed to fill up, but I was like, I'm out of money. Craft supplies, I put $150, but I think that might adjust when I look at my sinking funds. Miscellaneous is $100. So medicine is a new category. I put $200. When I looked at my bills for the month of February, between inhalers and medications for both myself and my husband, I spent really close to $200, and I only had $100 budgeted really for it. So I'm just going to start a new envelope that just says medicine. I'm going to put $200 in that, and that's what I'm going to pull from, and that should be enough. I might roll it over because some, like our inhalers, should last more than 1 month. When I picked up the inhalers, because they came in 3, they were $45, and it went from 30 the last time I picked them up to 45. So I don't know if that's a change in insurance or just they're more expensive now. I don't know. So I just want to be prepared with that extra money, so I'm not trying to pull from someplace else. And then sinking fund, let me add the lifestyle up first. So 500 plus 700 plus 250 plus 200 plus 250, 200, 200, 100, 100, 150, 100, and 200 is $29.50. So that is a lot higher because it is the 5-week month. Normally it's about $2,100, $2,200 for my lifestyle. So that comes down here to lifestyle. And this is kind of how we back into what I can put into sinking funds. So if I take my income minus fixed expenses, 49.89 minus lifestyle. So for sinking funds, I have $6,541. So I just kind of want to explain debt snowballs. So I have one debt, which is a Apple card that's an interest-free card, but I'm paying it out of my technology sinking fund because that's where I had originally put the money. So instead of putting it here as a debt and taking part of the money out for the payment like I did in February, I just set up an auto pay out of that sinking fund. It's a Capital One savings account, so that I just pay it directly from there. And I think, you know, I could just pay it off, but I'm kind of just getting into that routine of, you know, doing the payment. I set it up already for the month of March, and then I can just auto pay that until that is paid off. So that is why you don't see that under the debt snowball this time. It is up here under technology. So for my sinking funds, this is where I'm struggling. So this is where I'm starting with, so 22,916 is what I have in my car fund. Gifts, I have 1523. Fitness, I have nothing. Medical copays, I have nothing. We'll talk about that one. Vacation, I have 2510, and I'm going to be funding this, and I have not. For my Etsy shop, I have 615. Technology, 3425. Savings challenge, 670. And this month is 435. Birthday is a new category. My 60th birthday is in July, so my husband and I were talking about it on our anniversary and like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. So I think what I'm going to do is start saving $50 a week towards that. So it's 20 weeks away, so I'll have $1,000 in there. And I think what I'll do is we'll either have a party depending on what's happening with COVID, or we'll just go away for the weekend, or maybe, you know, do something with our girls or something. So I am going to start that this month. And then dental is also a new category. I'm supposed to have an implant, but before I can have the implant, I'm doing Invisalign. So with COVID and everything just kind of went off the table. And so I decided to go ahead and start that process again. Now I am going to start funding this, but I am also going to take the money from our medical spending account, which I was trying not to do, but my husband's like, it's stupid to let it just sit there. But I kind of wanted it there to pay premiums if we both retired before we were 65. But he looks at it differently, so we're starting with 0. Oh, sorry. Okay, so in my last video, I was talking about saving about $6,000 for our COVID bills because my husband had a very bad case of COVID in the month of January. So I had called Cigna because, you know, as a budgeter and a planner, it was really bothering me that we had not gotten bills, and I was kind of just not sure. I was seeing different things online about people that paid $8,000, $6,000, that once they were admitted to the hospital, which he was, it went up to $10,000 to $15,000. So it was bothering me to not know what that bill was going to look like. We had virtual visits, everything kind of rolling into one. So I kind of thought 6,000, but then reading online, I thought I need to think more like 10,000. So I called Cigna, and when I called in, there was like press 1 for COVID related, press 2 for if you're a provider, and press 3 if you want to talk to a care nurse. So I was like, I want to talk to a care nurse. I got a delightful person on the phone who was super helpful. And I said, you know, I'm just wondering why we have not received bills, and I'm trying to prepare for them. And you know, she said, your husband had COVID. And I said, yes. And she said, we're covering them at 100%. And I said, amazing. You know, thank you so much. And so she was looking at her account, and she said, okay, so I see one doctor is billing you like $560. I'll send that back up to billing. And I said, what about the hospital stay? That's the one I'm the most concerned about. And she said, they haven't billed anything, but I'm going to give you a reference number. If you see any bills at all, call back with your reference number, and we are covering them at 100%. So huge relief in knowing. I'm sure the government is paying some way in the back door, because I don't really feel like insurance companies are just like, hey, we'll cover them. But great news. Very excited about that. And then I had budgeted $600 for my sleep study. I ended up doing a home one versus an in-office, so it was $180. I've already done it, and I've already paid the money, so I'll be paying myself back in the March budget. So good news on the check from the house, great news on the medical bills, and I feel like I can take a breath and just continue my budgeting journey here right now. I literally was just, you know, I think it's the unknown. It's preparing for something you don't know about and just kind of wondering, like, when is it going to hit? When are we going to get a letter? You know, when are we going to see the bill start to come in? So I'm glad I called, and I think it just gave me relief. I think it gave my husband a lot of relief, because even though he did not work for 6 weeks, his employer was great. They continued to pay him for the 6 weeks. So we're very blessed and fortunate that we did not have the financial hit like I know a lot of people have with COVID. I think my brother-in-law, they were out of pocket like $6,000 when he had COVID, and he didn't even have a hospital stay. So I know that we are very blessed to be in this situation. So this is what we're going to do. So for the car, I'm going to put $1,500 in. So I am still not deciding on the car. So we were very, you know, much looking at a car, getting ready to purchase the car. Whatever I save, my husband's matching from our savings account. So it keeps going up. I first said I'll buy a car for $20,000, and then when I saw what I was going to get, I was like, okay, it's got to go up a little bit. So at this point, I'm just going to keep building this fund, and then I am thinking about going back to work. If I go back to work, we definitely will buy another car, because I don't want to leave him without a car, and I don't like driving the truck all the time, even though he very rarely leaves the house during the week. But I don't know. Going back to work might be a whole nother video, because I am really conflicted. So for my car fund, with this money going in, oh, why did I think it was at 25,000? 22,900. Oh, I forgot the 9. 22,916 plus. You know when you get a new calculator, you gotta learn how to do it again. 6 plus 1,500. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, 22, let's see, 25,000 minus 22,916. I need to put 2,084 into this fund. Let me just see. 15,800 plus 7,6. Yep, that's right. Okay. Okay, so the balance will be 25,000, and that was my goal. Okay, for Christmas and gifts, I said 1,000. For fitness, I'm gonna come back to fitness. Medical copays, I put 200, and that will pay me back for the sleep study. Vacation, I am going to Vegas with my sister, so I put 500 here. Etsy shop, I really don't need anything at all. I'm going to come back to that one. Technology, I'm going to take out 500 for my payment for the computer, and then savings challenge. Birthday is 250. So let's see where we're at. So we had 6,541. I'm going to take 2,084 for the car. 1,000. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's start over. 6,541 minus 2,084 minus 1,000 minus 200 minus 500 minus 435 minus 250. Okay, so there's $2,072 that we still have to play with a little bit. I think for my Etsy shop, just because I kind of want to build that back up, but I'm not spending any money this month, I put 500. And then for fitness, I'm going to put 200. And this is more, we joined the gym, so that you see that over here on my fixed expenses. But I did go and buy out of my allowance last month, like yoga blocks for my house and a different pad so I could do yoga at home on the days I can't go to the gym. So I did spend $36 on that kind of stuff. Plus I definitely need some different shirts that are more yoga friendly. So I kind of put that here instead of clothing. So fitness gets 200. So that leaves for dental 1,372. Now when my daughter had Invisalign like 4 or 5 years ago, she if you pay cash you get like a 5% discount. So we definitely want to pay it like just outright because they will let you make monthly payments. But I think when she did Invisalign, it was like $6,000. I don't know what it would be for me if that's different. She had braces, but then her teeth shifted, so it wasn't a long process. I think she was, you know, in their care for like 1.5 years, and then she still has retainers. So I'm not really sure. I've never had braces. My teeth have always been really straight. I have found that my bottom are shifting, so I don't really know. And I need to I have a dentist appointment in April, and then I can go see them and find out the total. So in the meantime, I'm just going to start building that up. So that should balance. So 2084 plus 1,000 plus 200 plus 200 plus 500 plus 500, 435, 250, 1372, 6541. Okay, we balance. Woohoo! Doesn't always happen that way. Okay, so then the next step is to figure out the cash that we need to pull out and the denomination so that we can stuff envelopes and get that going. So first thing I'm going to do is pull over this sheet, and this is kind of my starting point when I look at pulling cash out, because I do pull for the entire month versus going back to the bank. So I've tried really hard not to go back, you know, to the bank if I can avoid it. So for groceries, and I did try to do a template just so that I could speed through this part. And then I also need my envelope for, where are my envelopes at? Here we go. So my bank envelope is where I start. And since I just did my February closeout, I know there's $685 in here. So I'm just going to put this up here so I see the denominations. Okay, so when I look at my cash that I'm pulling out, I first look at my bank because that's money. This is money that I should have taken back to the bank, but I didn't. So instead of pulling money out again at the beginning of the month, I just save that until I can bring that back. And I just thought of something. Okay, I am going to take dental down to $372. Because one of the things I wanted to do with this money is build back up my cushion in my bank, because there's $685 here, plus I took $120 out before. So that was a lot of money that I was paying my Capital One out of my bank account. That was not what I had pulled out for a cash envelope. So I am going to put back a cushion in my checking account of $1,000. So that is where 1,000 of the extra from the house refinance is going there. And I made a note and then I forgot to even include that when I was looking at my sinking fund. So really I'm putting in 5,541, and then 1,000 is just staying in the account as a cushion. Okay, so for groceries, switch sides here. It's $700 total, which works out to, so 700 divided by 5. I might have to return this. 140. So, oh my gosh, it's right there. Hello. So for groceries, it's 140. So I'm going to do 2, 3, 4, 5 $100 bills. And 10 20s. So 500 plus 200, 700. So for eating out is $50 a week, and I like to break it up into 20s. So that would be 200 and then 5 10s. Allowance will be the exact same. Clothing is 200. It can come out in a little bit different denominations. So I'm going to do 3 50s, 2 20s, and 1 10. For personal care, I'm going to do 3 20s. I have a little cheat sheet on the side that I'm looking at how I wanted to do this. 2 10s. 3 5s and 5 1s. For entertainment, 150, 150, 6 20s, 2 10s, 2 5s. That seems high. So 160, 70, 80, 90. Let's see, 120 plus 50, that's 70. Okay, that's right, 200. And then for giving, I leave that in my account. I'm still going to church online. For household, so 120 for cleaning, and I'm rolling over from last month. And then I gave myself an additional $80 in this account, in this envelope. So then a 50, a 20, and a 10. For medicine, I'm going to start with 200. I'm doing 2 50s and 5 20s. For birthday, I'm doing all 50s. And then for my savings challenge, this is how I broke it. This is how the weeks break out. So week 1 is 145. So that's 1, 2 20s, and a 5. Week 2 is 155, so 100, a 50, and a 5. Week 3 goes down to 25. Week 4 is 45. And week 5 is 65. Let's see if that's right too. So I did 2, 1. tens. Okay, so then once I have it kind of templated out, let me just make sure this adds up. So I have 200 plus 50, 200 plus 50, so 160 plus 25. That's right. Okay, so that's 435. Okay, so for $100 bills, I need 5, 6, 7, 8. For 50s, I need 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. For 20s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 56. For 10s, 9, 10, 15. And then for 5s, 5, 10. I think I missed a 10 over here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, I did. Okay, 16. Okay, 56, 13, and 8. Okay, so that's what I need, the breakout. And then I take my money from my bank and I see what can I use from here. So I have 2 $100 bills. So now I need 6. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 50s, so now I need 10. 20. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16 20s. So I need 40. For 10s, I don't have any, so I still need 16. For 5s, I have 2, so I need 8. And then for 1s, I have 5, and I need 5, so I need none. Okay. So this should equal, let's see, 6 times 100. 50 times 10. Plus 800. Plus 160. Plus 40. 2100. Okay. So we are good to go. And let's go ahead and get started. Now there are a few things in my cash stuffing that I kind of moved around, so I can put bank over here, bring the rest of the cash out. Ton of 20s. I'm definitely trying to resist the urge to buy a cash tray because I really don't want to store it all month when I don't need it. Okay, I'm gonna bring these down a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna zoom out a little bit. Okay, so 20s get their own little space. Okay, so instead of the tabs that you've seen me stuff before, I am now using a pocket-sized wallet. And then some of my envelopes are going to go back into this pink one that I've used before to kind of take some of the weight out of this one. So if it's a long term, more like savings or bank or birthday, things like that, it's going to go in here. And if it's more like groceries, eating out, things like that, it will go into this one. So to kind of walk you through what this looks like now, this is where I'm going to have my transactions. This is an insert from Annie Plans Printables. Then I have just some paper in here in case I need to take notes. And then for allowance, groceries, restaurants, and bank, they have the zippered pouch. And I am bringing the zippered pouch as well as the vinyl lettering into the shop. I did put one for coins, so when I cleaned out my wallet and put it in here, I brought the coins in. And then for the envelopes that I always forget to take with me, that I will keep some of the money in here, but maybe not all, is personal care, clothing, household, and this will be the money, not the cleaning money that will stay at home, but this will be for the money that I can take to Target or wherever I'm going to buy, you know, what I need for the house, medicine, recreation. And then because I'm going on vacation, I put vacation in here, but I'm thinking that I probably won't even bring this with me because I'll just bring a regular wallet because I don't want to spend any of the money in here, just the money from vacation. So I'm kind of going back and forth on that. Then I have a pouch for receipts and then credit and debit cards in the back. So, and then I can keep my license and my debit card up here. So I think I'm really gonna like it. I've used it for a couple days now, kind of getting used to it. What I forgot when I grabbed this was I didn't grab my tabs, so I didn't have money with me. So I went back and grabbed the tabs so that I had the money for dinner last night. So, but now that it's gonna be stuffed today, I can just take this. So I'm excited to venture over to this. So let me grab the rest of the envelopes. And I'll start with groceries. So because I have no control, I only take the week, what I have for the week in my, what's with me, and the balance stays in the envelope that stays at home. So I'm going to take 140 and put it in here. And then 480 needs to go into, no, 4 and 40. Should be 420. 254. 160. Is that right? 20. 40, 60, yep. So 160 plus the 400, so 560 will go in the grocery envelope. And that stays home, so I can't spend it. And then for allowance, I give myself 50 a week, so 40 plus 10, so 50. Again, same thing. I only take with me what I have allocated, and then when I sit down and do my recap, then I put additional money in here. Let me grab my envelope. Where's allowance? I know it's pink. The savings one is very bulky. Not because it has a lot of money, because it has a lot of ones. Okay, so in here will be the 200, the balance. So So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. So 200 goes in there for later. And then eating out, it's the exact same one as allowance. It's 50. With doing this new eating program, we only go out one night, which is Friday night. I pick up food. So it's been kind of nice because this is a category that I used to always go over in. So 50 in my wallet. And then so 200 will go into the envelope. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80. Okay, let's go back here. So a little aggressive there. And then 4 10s. Okay, now we're good. You were probably all watching that going, she's taking too many. 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200. Okay, makes more sense. And I did go back and switch out the envelopes so they all match because that was driving me crazy. I had clothing and I had electricity that were different ones because I just grabbed them. So I went back and made sure they were the marble ones so the set matches. It really shouldn't matter. So these 3 are definitely going into this binder. This one is always out with me. Where I keep my checkbook, and it's where I kind of just, when I'm balancing my checkbook or doing transactions, it's here. So I'm going to put those to the side. Bank won't have anything, hopefully. And then personal care. So I did have $5 left in this one. I put that in my savings in my February closeout. So I'm going to put 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, and the 5 ones. So personal care gets 100, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 85, 90, 95, 98, 99, 100. And I think with this one, I'm not going to put 40. Let's see, I'm going to put in what I usually tip, which is 30. And then the rest, I think I'm going to leave. Nope, I'm going to put it all in. Unless it gets too fat. So with these envelopes, they're clear in the back. The transaction record is there, but you don't have to, you know, you can pull it out. Today is the 27th. Fund 100, and my balance is 100. So if it gets too thick, then I'll probably just separate it a little bit. We'll see. Now you could definitely use dry erase or Sharpie marker on that. Okay, yeah, no, that's gonna bother me. Okay, we're gonna split it in half. So I'll put 100, I'll put 50 in here. And I'll put 50 in my other envelope. Yeah, that's flatter. Okay, It's those little things that bother me, so I figure I'll just adjust it now. Personal care. Okay, so personal care. I'll also go in this binder. Okay, so next we have clothing, and I definitely am going to split this one. Clothing is getting, where's my cheat sheet? So clothing has 95, and I'm adding 200. I'm adding 350s. Two 20s. And a 10, right? Yes, and a 10. So 150, 90, okay. So in this envelope I have 95. I'm gonna take 150 and put it in here, and I'm gonna take the other 50 and put it in here. I do need to find something to wear to the wedding shower that I'm going to next week. And I do need to find stuff that I'm going to take to Vegas with me. So what I'll do on the transaction record, fund 150. I'll go back and change personal care later if that's bothering you, because it will bother me and I'll think, where did that money go? Okay, then household. So 120 needs to go into the envelope for cleaning. I already have 120 in here. And then the balance is 80, and that's gonna go into my wallet. This is gonna be a very long video. I can just tell you that right now. Let's see. Household gets, okay, so 50, a 20, and a 10. That's 80. One thing about, because this is smaller and you're folding the bills, I definitely took out larger bills so that it would fit better. So we're gonna see how this goes. I like the fact that it's with me and it's small and compact. It fits in my purse so much better than my wallet did, but I'll have to see. So I'm gonna fund 80. And then medicine, the whole 200 is going to go in here because I tend to swing by on my way home and pick up medicine, things like that. So I'm doing, I believe, 450s, right? No, 250s and 520. Okay. That whole amount will go in here. Be nice if some of this is left over, but you know, I don't want to put that out loud because I don't want to spend more than that. Okay. And then for recreation, I did 200. I'm only gonna put half in here because I only know of one thing for sure that we're doing. So I'm doing 150, 620s, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2 10s and 2 5s. Okay, so 50, 90, 110, 130, 150, 170, 180, 190, 195, 200. Okay, so for this one, I'm just gonna put 100 in, and I'm gonna leave the other 100 in the envelope. My sister lives in Chicago. She has not been in a restaurant, and she's very nervous about even coming out here, so I think most of our activities are going to be outside or eating outside, which I don't blame her. We've all had it, so. Okay, there we go. And then vacation, I'm not going to stuff in here. So it's everything that goes in here. This is a little chunky monkey now. And then the rest of this will go into entertainment. So entertainment, bank, savings, and electricity are all going to go into this pink one, because these are things I'm not going to have to access during the month, really, unless I'm just adding some money into one of my other envelopes. So it's just going to go back in here. Now for birthday, let's see, savings challenge, I'm going to do in just a minute. Where's my birthday? So here's my birthday one, and that is going to get 2, 3, 4, 5 20s. So I'm putting 250 in, 1, 2, 3. So that goes in here. I decided instead of doing a sinking fund like through Capital One like I normally do, I wanted to go ahead and have the cash just so that I kind of be a visible reminder every month that I'm stuffing that. And then the balance should be in my savings challenge. So okay, I'm not sure what this is for. Okay, so I need in my savings challenge, okay, so for the month of March, week 1 is 145. 5, so 145. Okay, so that's in there. And then the balance of the money oh my gosh, I swear I was prepared. Obviously not. Let's see, households going into this one. So savings challenge, here it is. Okay, so 155 Okay, why am I short 5s? Okay, so 155 is next week. Yeah, I'm really short 5s. Okay, let's see here. 20, 40, 60, 81. 20, 40, 60, 82. That doesn't help anything. Did I not get enough 5s out? Or did I give somebody 5s that shouldn't have gotten 5s? Okay, so I have 155 in here. And then the next week is 25. And then the next week is 45. 5. And then the next week is 65. Okay, so some of this money needed to go someplace else. Okay, we're gonna take just a moment. Actually, I'm going to save you all. I'm gonna be right back. And I'm back. So you probably all know exactly what I did, but I shorted entertainment. So the last bid for Savings Challenge is $65. And this is it, so all good. Okay, so that is everything for this video. My camera battery is flashing at me. I'm gonna do my setup of my budget in my deluxe monthly off camera, and you'll see that on the first week of weekly check-in. So take care. I hope you're doing all very healthy and you're doing well on your budgets, and I'll see you in my next video.